We have another segment coming up.
Yes.
We're going to do a little buying. We're going to do a little selling and let you go ahead and get it started.
Oh, you want me to start? You want me to start?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you better tell me next time that you want me to start these. All right, Zach Taylor has lost the locker room because of the defense.
I'm buying it.
Okay.
And unfortunately, I think that Zach Taylor he's in a situation where he's facing the consequences of people that come before him.
Mm-hmm.
And the situation becomes that he has to be responsible for it.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that this defense was god-awful last year.
Yep.
They blame Lou Anarumo for being this doggone bad, right? Lou leaves. Now he's running a good defense, and his defense is still really bad.
Yep.
So that means you had a bad general manager, you had an owner who made bad financial decisions, and it's going to leave you holding kind of the bag, right? You're the one who everybody's going to blame because you're the figurehead of the franchise.
Yeah, and you didn't make the choices. Zach Taylor, I think he has lost the locker room, but so I'm buying this narrative. It's not Zach's fault. Like, he's part of the problem, but this is a organizational problem that starts way higher up at the top, and it's definitely mostly ownership down that you're looking at this problem, because I still don't have an answer for who's going to protect Joe Burrow. I still have a lot of question marks about that. This is one of those things that I really, Zach, it's unfortunately that way.
I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna do the next one. Let's have some fun. We just passing the rock back and forth. We're being teammates right here. Let's go the Indianapolis Colts. Are we buying or selling? They're the best team in the AFC.
Buying or selling that they're still the best team in the AFC? I'm going to buy that still. I still believe in this team. I know that they lost the game to the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I am going to buy that they are still the best and most complete team in the AFC. I don't believe that the Kansas City Chiefs are the best team in the AFC. I'm not buying into Buffalo yet, so I'm gonna buy this one. I'm gonna stick with it.
Yeah, I'm buying too. They are still the best team, the most well-rounded team. If you know me, I've been talking about how they've drafted the past few years, and I've always said they were very dangerous as a football team because they had a lot of playmakers offensively. They just needed somebody to get them the football, and now we have Daniel Jones. He's able to distribute the football. He's able to almost just simply play point guard, right?
Yeah,
when you have a team full of small forwards, shooting guards, and guys that can get you points, he just simply has to play point guard. So that's why I look at Daniel Jones. I look at the Indianapolis Colts, the loss against the Steelers. I say that's just a hiccup. That's more of a blip on the radar than a trend.
Yeah, and Jonathan Taylor's still, to me, Offensive Player of the Year, if not the MVP.
He's
got to win one of them.
MVP. We got to get a running back for MVP.
I think at this point, I don't know what quarterback y'all are giving the award to.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At this point, you really, I would like to see him win. If they continue down this path the back half of the season, I'd love to see a running back win an MVP.
Yep, let's do this. Jalen Waddle will be traded by the end of the trade deadline. Buy or sell?
I'm selling that one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm selling that because the owner is dealing with a lot of negative publicity right now, and I don't know that the young guy that you haven't locked up yet, this is going to do it. Mm-hmm. So I'm selling this based off of the fact that I know the owner really well. They're taking a lot of heat. This is a football team that got embarrassed on Thursday Night Football, and Jalen Waddle is not the problem. Unless they can go get a first-round pick for Jalen Waddle, if they do, hit send. Yeah. Because you need to redo this football team, and you need to probably be thinking about who the quarterback of your football team is going to be in the near future, because it's not going to be Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah, I'm gonna sell this. The Miami Dolphins shouldn't trade Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, and I don't think it's going to happen.
He's all they have.
Yeah, literally.
You have Tyreek Hill, who's recovering from a knee injury.
And we don't know that Tyreek's going to be, that's a serious leg injury that he suffered, and he's over 30.
You don't know if he's going to come back 100%.
Yeah.
He still has to return. That usually takes a year to return from injuries like that. You don't know what your quarterback is, who it's going to be, in what direction.
Yeah.
You don't know if he's going to talk himself out of it. You don't have you fired your general manager.
Yeah.
Right? Your head coach, you probably fire him if the noise gets loud enough. So he is essentially probably the most likable face of the franchise-esque player that you have right now for the Miami Dolphins when it comes to notoriety. So I think you have to keep Jalen Waddle so you can keep the fans believing in something.
Yeah, you still gotta put butts in seats, right? Like the NFL is still a business. I will remind everybody they don't really care about anything other than making money. And so there's a big reason why that I don't believe that, again, if they get offered a first-round pick, I think, yes, that would happen. But I don't know that there's anybody that's going to offer a first-round pick for Jalen Waddle right now. So I think that they got to keep him. And, again, what you said is true. They don't have any other options. They don't have a lot of receivers. They don't have a lot of options offensively. And Tua needs all the help he can get to the end of the season.
Yep. All right, let's do this. Kyler Murray is no longer the Cardinals' actual starter Are we buying or selling that?
Buying that. Yeah. The report from Adam Schefter is one of the weirdest I've ever seen. If Kyler Murray, who is or was your starting quarterback, is healthy enough to take limited snaps in the game at his home, Dallas, Texas, on this Monday Night Football, which is exactly what was reported, then he's no longer the starting quarterback. They put that report out on purpose. Adam Schefter, for those of you fans at home, Schefter has a pipeline to very important people. And by very important people, I mean owners. Mm-hmm. Not the highest of high. A lot of what comes out from Schefter is messages that are being subliminal messages that are being sent to players most of the time. And the fact that Kyler is healthy enough to start in a game or is healthy enough to play in a game means he's healthy enough to start in a game. And you're choosing to start Jacoby Brissett. I agree with the decision. Jacoby has significantly outplayed Kyler and has put them in a better position to win over the last couple of games. But I cannot believe that they actually did it. I'm going to be honest. So I don't think, yes, I'm buying that headline. I am buying that headline.
I'm buying it too. And this is real simple. Connect the dots. Have the Green Bay Packers ever did that to Aaron Rodgers?
No.
Have the New England Patriots ever did that to Tom Brady?
No.
Have the Indianapolis Colts ever did that to Peyton Manning?
No.
That means that Kyler Murray is not the starter. No, he is not the face of the franchise for the Arizona Cardinals anymore.
No starting quarterback ever has limited snaps.
100%.
You're not put in a position to have limited snaps. That's what the Taysom Hill role is.
Yeah,
and
right.
Taysom Hill's not the starting quarterback.
Yep.
That is a very bizarre, it was a, kind of had to read it twice type of situation
and
with the Schefter report.
Still don't fully understand what it means.
No, and also the Arizona Cardinals putting out a tribute video of K1 being back home in his home state and then deleting it. Yeah, guys. Social media team, we got to be a little bit more we got to talk to the personnel department before we do shit sometimes.
Right. Oh, maybe the ownership, right?
The head coach probably should have told y'all not to put that video out, just saying.
Yep. All right, let's do this. Are we buying or selling Joe Alt is the second most important player on the Los Angeles Chargers?
We are buying, and that's because Joe Alt is our boy. Okay, yep. Joe Alt's our boy. We absolutely know how hard this man works, what he puts into it. That this is a lineage, the Alt family. Yeah. You got a dad that played in the NFL. You got Joe, and also the part of this that I'm buying is I know who Jim Harbaugh is as a head football coach. I know how important the tackles are. I know how important left tackle is. This is a guy who got told by the organization, we're going to take you from your natural position, even though you are the best tackle in the draft. We're moving you from left tackle to right tackle. And then Rashawn Slater gets hurt, and he goes from right tackle back to left tackle. He is invaluable. They need him. If the Chargers are going to make a postseason run, there's no chance it's happening without Joe Alt. 0%.
Yeah. Listen, when you talk about units, right, especially for a Harbaugh-type offense, right, the second most important unit for a Harbaugh-type offense is the offensive line.
Yes, absolutely.
And behind that, Joe Alt is the best offensive lineman for the Los Angeles Chargers,
100%.
especially with the injury to Rashawn Slater. When you talk about them with the run game things, right? So you talk about play action, right? You need time. And then we talk about running the football.
Yep.
You need somebody that can create holes. Joe Alt is the perfect definition of an offensive lineman because he's just simply boring. He just gets out there, does his job, and furthermore, he makes it look easy.
Yeah, he does.
So you need him at left tackle. You need Justin Herbert to be comfortable, and so that way he can distribute the football to these weapons as they're getting them going. They're getting Quentin Johnston going, Ladd McConkey.
Yep.
They have some, have weapons out there. So just get them the football.
So can you talk just quickly on the Joe Alt conversation, just because it popped into my head? Can you explain to the audience how crucial it is, the ability to play and move from right tackle to left tackle? Because you said, and I agree with you, Rashawn Slater's excellent, but the best guy on that line is Joe, and it's because he played at a Pro Bowl level at both sides of the line.
Yeah, and what everybody compares it to, right? Switching from left tackle to switching right tackle, it's like writing with a pencil, right? It's switching from your left hand to your right hand because all of your mechanics are the exact opposite, right? Your power foot, your dominant foot, your power leg, right? The leg that you anchor on, everything is flipped.
Yes.
It's flipped backwards.
It's like being ambidextrous.
Yeah, you have to be ambidextrous. So for him to do that as a rookie and then go back and flip back to the other side on the highest level of football, he took a year off from playing left tackle, went to right tackle, had to relearn everything, then flip back to the other side. I mean, it's just it's a nod to him, and I'll be completely honest, even as a talent evaluator, that makes me nervous because I know how difficult it is. Not that it's impossible, but it's extremely difficult.
Shout out to our boy Alex Boone, the trainer behind the scenes who played in the NFL for a long time, who I know worked. We went and saw him working with Joe Alt. the summer before he went to LA to become a Charger, how much effort and time,
to get to
film study was put into making sure that he could make that change from left to right, and then inevitably goes back from right to left. Shout out to Joe. Shout out to Alex Boone. Wanted to make sure we got that out there.
Yep, last one. Buy or sell. The Steelers' defense is back after this dominant defensive performance against the Colts.
I so badly want to say buy.
Come on. You want to buy? You go buy. You go buy.
I'm not going to buy. I'm going to sell. I'm going to sell because I got to see more than one performance.
Yeah.
I will say it was exactly what we needed, expected, and have expected in past years from Tomlin, from this team playing at home, from this defense. When you spend as much money as you spend on this defense and you have this many guys, you come back, Cam Hayward holds out because he wants more money. TJ Watt gets paid in the offseason. This is the expectation. This is the Pittsburgh Steelers. You guys are supposed to do this. This isn't supposed to be a one-off game. I better see these start to stack one on top of the other, because then I will buy that the Pittsburgh Steelers are back. This was a good first step. Show it to me next week.
Yep. I'm going to say this. I am buying that the Pittsburgh Steelers defense is back. This is the most expensive defense in NFL history.
Yep.
And you give me a defense with TJ Watt, with Alex Highsmith, with Jalen Ramsey, with Darius Slay, and the rest of those boys rocking and rolling, not to mention LSU, Patrick Queen. Those guys, they just needed to see, it's almost like a jump shot for a basketball player. They need to see the hoop going on. And they're flying around. They forced turnovers against the Indianapolis Colts. I think that was a really big momentum win for them.
100%.
And I think right now what we're seeing is that the defensive coordinator is starting to learn all of his new pieces, right? Because Jalen Ramsey was an acquisition. Darius Slay was an acquisition.
Yeah, they had a lot of new pieces.
A lot of new pieces. So I'm buying that the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'll say this, they're back. They're back in the sense of the fact that they will be good enough to support this offense and them making it to a Super Bowl.
I'm waiting. I'm a little tougher on you guys, I guess, this week. Shout out to Mike T. Don't call my phone this week. Yep.